LEGO has just announced new LEGO Ideas sets that will be releasing in 2027 or even 2028, and this is from the biggest LEGO Ideas review ever of 147 projects. How many did they announce from that review? 3. 3 new sets. Are you kidding me? This is joined by one that was in the parking lot previously, so that's from a previous review, but what? Like, literally, there was the 57 project review phase, which was the last one. That got 5 new projects from that review stage, with a 6th holdover from a previous one being approved as well. How the heck is a 57 project review phase having more approved than one with 146 projects? It just boggles my mind that LEGO doesn't approve like at least 10 for each of these reviews. I mean, at least one the size of 146 projects. What got approved though? Well, Edward Scissorhands. Yeah, we're going to be getting a LEGO Edward Scissorhands castle set, which I recently saw Edward Scissorhands for the second time in my life after not seeing it since, like, I don't know, high school or something. I loved it, honestly. I think that's a great movie. This is a pretty cool gothic castle that will surely have interesting minifigures. I'm just like, looking at these projects, oh my gosh, there's going to be like $300. I wish LEGO would approve some small LEGO idea sets like they did back in the day with a masterpiece like the LEGO Tron set. This actually made it to the finalists of the 90s LEGO Ideas contest, the first phase. So yeah, it got a second life and actually got approved on its own. Next up, National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. Gee, I can imagine this being like the same price as the Home Alone house. It's gonna be like minimum $200, but yeah, I actually didn't expect this. I mean, this is a Christmas classic at this point. It is a lovely build, but I didn't know the house itself was such an icon to warrant a LEGO idea set. It's not one of my favorite Christmas movies, but I mean, it could make for a fun set with iconic moments or whatever, but again, I kind of have that satisfaction from like Home Alone for like a Christmas house. My special interest of LEGO boundary breaking licenses and sets or whatever points towards, okay, this is the second sequel to an R-rated movie, and sure, the second movie in this franchise was PG-13 and this movie's PG-13. I find that fascinating. I mean, yeah, sure, if you count like the MCU, you could be like, oh, well, Fantastic Four is a sequel to Deadpool. Okay, I get what you mean there. And then there's Old Man and the Sea, which I think is my favorite in terms of just look. I haven't read this book, but this is a beautiful display piece. And this was that holdover from a previous review phase that got approved. Yeah, that looks awesome, and it will be probably the cheapest out of all the ones that were announced today. I'm still thinking this would be like minimum $120, but yeah, this is gorgeous. This is a great pick, and it's something that isn't super like franchise heavy or anything like that, and it's still a masterpiece in my opinion. And then we have the Amsterdam Canal Houses, which I didn't really expect because I thought there would be some overlap with this specific set that was released for LEGO Ideas, but I guess this was such a huge seller that they're like, okay, yeah, we could do more of these different iconic cities from around the world as LEGO sets with a specific building type and everything there. So yeah, it's kind of like a sequel to that set in many ways, and it looks good. I mean, I'm not super familiar with Amsterdam in general, but I like seeing different architecture from around the world and different cityscapes. So yeah, this could be a really cool set. Again, it would probably be like $250 at minimum. So yeah. So that's it for the announced LEGO sets up and coming. Now there's more news because they announced that this set, Lunch Atop the Skyscraper, is going to be parking lotted. So that might become a set later on in a future review, just like how the Old Man and the Sea was announced with this review. That joins the Daft Punk set from a previous review that's been parking lotted, so I'm glad that hasn't been knocked off the parking lot because I freaking love Daft Punk, and that's a really awesome build. But they did knock off 2 projects, which Rest in Peace Camping Project, which I thought was actually a really cute, unlicensed build. Like, yeah, this is a really sweet idea. And Golden Girls, which, yeah, bye-bye Golden Girls. I didn't really care about that one. Okay, finally, we got to pour one out for the ones that did not make it. For those who are like, oh, you only like licensed stuff from ideas, look, if it's a great original idea, I'll go for it, but this was definitely a review period where I think my favorites were the licensed ones. Like, this Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles one was so artistically done, and we know that they have the license now. They put out that Brickhead set. Why didn't you go with that, LEGO? Again, I'm not even saying get rid of any of these 4 that were approved. Just add that as another one, so there could have been a 5th project. Give us those sick turtle designs that you had in Fortnite, but like, this is an amazing display piece. Come on. Okay, another one of my favorites, the deltarune one, which is the battle against the Roaring Knight. I will admit, like, the build here isn't mind-blowing. I love the minifigs, though. Like, Rousey is freaking adorable as a minifigure here. Shout out to Snomnom, who's a great minifigure designer. Check out their Instagram. But, yeah, I recently played chapters 2 through 4 for the first time, and I want this more than ever. Like, come on. Gravity Falls could make for a great LEGO idea set, the Mystery Shack, and yeah, there was a really good one that was not approved. And there's a Mr. Bean set that I really liked. That was also another holdover from like the 90s contest. A really awesome buildable Garfield. Another one that's just like, I love how this is done. Even though I'm not like a huge fan of buildable figures, this one I thought was expertly done, very expressive. I love the little pizza slice as well. Another Avatar: The Last Airbender one that didn't get approved. I don't know why LEGO's allergic to this in Gravity Falls. Blockbuster. I love Blockbuster to death, and I wanted to make a Blockbuster mock back in the day, but I never did. This is just a beautiful, beautiful build. Again, a lot of this is just nostalgia and properties I like, so I already warned you like 5 times. Give us LEGO Studio Ghibli already. Like, I love the Spirited Away one, and there was an amazing Totoro one. I also just love this Rubik's Cube build. It's so creative. This modular amusement park was really neat. And a very unexpected property, but it actually makes a lot of sense. It is iconic. The Phantom of the Opera little display here was really cool. Futurama is probably too big of an ask from LEGO. The Doofenshmirtz Evil Incorporated is something that I felt maybe had a chance a couple days ago, because I'm like, hey, Fortnite just got LEGO Phineas and Ferb. Well, specifically Doof and Perry skins LEGO-fied, which use code JustTooGood if you buy anything from the Fortnite shop or the Epic Store. There's also an interesting Scooby-Doo project. Again, all of these have been denied. Even freaking Clippy and Pusheen. I did like this railroad as well, and the train. I love manta rays, so manta ray mech was really up my alley. Just a great build in general. And I really shouldn't be surprised that this beautiful Krusty Krab project was not approved, as we just got leaks that a SpongeBob set is coming later this year. But that's it. Let me know what you think of these LEGO Ideas results. Which project are you most happy about getting approved? Which project are you most sad about being disapproved? I'll see you later. Seriously, you clicking that like button, clicking that subscribe button, and leaving a comment goes a long way, because the YouTube algorithm is very stinky. Bye.